A group of elderly Swiss women might have started a precedent to save up to 61,000 lives in Europe. Now you might wonder, how did all that start? Well, let me walk you through it.
The European Court of Human Rights ruled on Tuesday in favor of a group of elderly Swiss women who had argued that their government's inadequate efforts to combat climate change put them at risk of dying during heat waves. Since its creation in 2016, the NGO KlimaSeniorinnen, or Elders for Swiss Climate, started the long process of holding the Swiss government to account. Following years of unsuccessful legal battles at the national level, the group turned to their final option, the European Court of Human Rights, the highest authority in terms of jurisdiction, and it's paid off.
The ruling today is a historic ruling, and we are really happy to have carried this all the way to the European Court of Human Rights. Our country should do what it has not done until now, meaning to take ambitious measures to protect our health and protect the future for all of us.
Across Europe, most deaths are concentrated in the 80-plus age group, with an over-representation of women. Court President Siofra O'Leary said the Swiss government had violated the human right to a private and family life.
This included a failure to quantify, through a carbon budget or otherwise, national greenhouse gas emissions limitations.
Now you may wonder, what does this ruling has to do with saving 61,000 lives?
Well, first, there was a difference between environmental rights and human rights up until now. But through that decision, the court recognized human rights are affected by climate change. So human rights litigation is not just environmental rights litigation. The two are now intertwined. Second, that states have a responsibility to protect their citizens in the face of climate change. In this sense, it's the first time that a regional jurisdiction puts a state responsible to protect its citizens against climate change.
And this is where this ruling puts precedency. 61,000 lives were lost in Europe due to heat waves in 2022. This ruling could then prove vital for other citizens across the globe, because it shows that governments need to be held to account when it comes to preserving the lives of their citizens in the face of climate change.
6 other climate cases have been put on hold by the Strasbourg court pending Tuesday ruling. These include a lawsuit against the Norwegian government that alleges it violated human rights by issuing new licenses for oil and gas exploration in the Barents Sea beyond 2035. Courts in Australia, Brazil, Peru and South Korea are also considering human rights-based climate cases. Now, if you are interested in taking legal action for climate and hold your government to account, I would invite you to check the Climate Litigation Network, an entity leading to real-world emissions reductions and widespread community mobilization. Who knows, thanks to their support, maybe you could also create precedents in your country.